Hello students. In the previous videos, we discussed about convolution integral expression and its properties. Okay, and we have also considered some of the steps which are required to solve the problems on convolution integral. Let's take some examples on convolution integral. Here is a problem given. Consider a continuous time LTI system with unit impulse response h of t is equal to u of t and x of t is equal to e power minus at into u of t, where a is greater than 0 as input. Find the output y of t of the system. So this is the problem given. So now we don't have the plots here. First we have to plot x of t and h of t, and then we have to find the output y of t by performing convolution operation. Okay, so let's start solving the problem. So first I will plot x of t here. So given x of t is equal to e power minus at into u of t, where a is greater than 0. So if you observe this, e power minus at into u of t is there. So that means this is a exponential signal, e power minus at, which I am going to multiply with the unit step function u of t. So why I have written decaying exponential, because it given e power minus at and a takes the positive values only. So if you substitute a is equal to 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, it will be e power minus 1 minus 1 into t, 2t, 3t, like that. So that means this will be a decaying exponential. Okay, so the entire signal from here to here at any point, its value will be e power minus at, and a takes only positive values. Now if this signal gets multiplied with u of t, you can see u of t is present only for values of t which are greater than 0. Okay, greater than or equal to 0. So that means if these two signals get multiplied, we will get a exponential signal which is starting from 0, and it starts decaying with respect to time t. So in the origin, at the origin, the amplitude of the signal will be 1, because here 1 into, so you can substitute 0 to t, so then also it becomes 1. So that's why 1 into 1 gives you 1 as amplitude, and later on the signal will take e power minus at throughout the signal. Okay, so this is x of t. Okay, so next let's plot h of t. So given h of t is what? H of t is equal to u of t. So u of t, as per the definition, is a unit step function varying from value of t greater than or equal to 0 with amplitude 1. So this is h of t, and this one is a x of t. Now we are convolving an exponential signal with a unit step function. So that is the overall process we have to do. Now from the definition of convolution, looking at the signal, I will go with y of t is equal to x of t convolved with h of t. So that means I am keeping x of t as constant or static signal and h of t as a shifting signal. Okay, so now I will express this, the expression. So tau is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of tau h of t minus tau d tau. So, you can call this as equation 1. So, this is the expression we use to perform convolution. Now, we have x of t and h of t written graphically. Now, this we have to express in h of x of tau, and one more signal we want is h of t minus tau. So, let us plot these two. First, I will plot x of tau. So, here the index will be tau. Amplitude is 1, and this becomes e power minus a tau, the signal. Okay. Now, to get h of t minus tau, you can observe in the steps in the previous video, the steps or convolution integral operation steps were given. So, in the first step it says get the time reversed version of h of tau with and then shifted by t. So, to be make it very clear, so just write the time reversal version of h of tau considering t as 0. So, that gives you, this is my h of t. First I will write h of tau. So, this is h of tau. Now, to get h of t minus tau, write take h of minus t with t is equal to 0. So, h of minus tau I am writing with 0 time shift. Okay. So, I am just reversing the signal. So, amplitude will be 1. So, this is h of t minus tau with t is equal to 0. I will take. Now, this point index. So, this is the starting point of the signal. Now, this I have to define what this point we call it, because by using this only we have to get the limits. This will be, now this is h of t minus tau, we will write it like t minus tau is equal to 0, this origin point. So, it will be defined like t minus tau is equal to 0. Now, if you simplify this, minus tau is equal to minus t. So, both the sign gets cancels, tau is equal to t. So, I will be expressing this in terms of t. So, this point, now I will call this as tau is equal to t. So, then what about this? Tau is equal to, this will be t minus 1, this will be t minus 2, this will be t minus 3, and so on. So, the things go like this. So, this point is tau is equal to t here. Now, let us perform the convolution operation. As I told you, so the static signal is x of tau. So, I will keep it to my right side. Amplitude is 1, e power minus a tau. Okay. So, here, here I will use a different color to write this signal. So, now observe here, this is h of t minus tau with amplitude 1, and here tau is equal to t. So, this point is origin. Now, if you observe, if I keep as it is, if I multiply this, the expression y of t is x of tau multiplied with h of t minus tau. So, every time we have to perform this multiplication wherever the overlapping region is. Now what happens here exactly? So this is my static signal, and this h of t minus tau I will shift this from this end to this end, and I will mark wherever the region this h of t minus tau overlaps on x of tau. So I will take the limits and I will integrate to find the value of y of t. So this is what we have, this is what it is given in step number 3, where it says the product x of tau h of t minus tau is integrated over all tau to produce a single output value. So this process will continue for repeatedly unless we will get to a point there the output value will keep on repeating the same. So there we will stop our integration process, okay, and we will conclude the result by taking the overall values of y of t. Okay, so this will take certain cases. So first case, second case, third case, like that. So let's see how many cases we are going to get in this one. Now, as I explained, this h of t minus tau will be moving from this end to this end. From left to right, I will shift this, and wherever it is going to overlap on x of tau, I will take that particular region and I will perform integration to get the value of y of t. Okay. So first case, in the first case, I will put this. So this is a unit step signal, amplitude is 1, somewhere here. So I am writing t because it indicates tau is equal to t. That is a signal. I am just writing this for the reference, h of t minus tau. So this point, tau is equal to t. Okay. So now at this signal I have kept somewhere here which is less than 0. Now how do you define this case? The condition is, now you can see there is no overlapping. That means this red signal, the h of t minus tau is not yet overlapped on x of tau because I have placed this point less than 0. Now how do you define this case? That is for t less than 0. So this t is less than 0, x of tau and h of t minus tau. So the multiplication of these two will be 0 because no signal is overlapping. So if x of tau and h of t minus tau will become 0, we don't have anything to integrate. So integration of 0 is 0. Then what happens to y of t? Y of t will also be 0. So this is first case. Okay. Now in the second case, so I will rewrite the signals. In the second case, so this is my x of t, x of tau. Okay. So this is having amplitude 1. Now in the previous case, I have kept t here less than 0. Now what if I keep t somewhere here, that is between 0 and 1, h of t minus tau. So if I keep the value, sorry, this point t between 0 and 1, why am I representing t means this is the starting point of my signal h of t minus 1, or you can say this is the end point. Okay, so this is the index where I am going to define. So I will be representing this in terms of t only. So when t is in between 0 and 1, so how do you define this condition? T is less than 1 but it is greater than 0. Now you can see it is overlapping, or you can say why we have to go for this, why can't we just keep exactly on 0? You can do that. So that will give you one more case, and you will define that as when t is equal to 0, and there will be just one thing to overlapping, 1 into e power minus a tau, you will get e power minus a tau only to integrate. But to get the limit, so the integration is minus infinity to plus infinity. So it will be better when you are dealing with these kind of signals, that is continuous time. I prefer you to keep in between two indexes, so 0 and 1, and between 1 and 2, and between 2 and 3. So it will makes you to take this limit easier. So at the end, while plotting y of t, it will be easier for us to get the limits from where to where y of t value will be the same. Okay. So for that purpose, I prefer to keep this in this point of h of t minus tau between two indexes. Now I have kept it between 0 and 1. You can see this part is overlapped. Okay. Now from where to where it is overlapping? From 0 to t. So 0 is from x of tau and t is the h of t minus tau. So this region, this is the region where we are getting the overlapping. Now if you integrate that, y of t is equal to integral of, so you have to integrate only that region where the overlapping is happening. So the overlapping is between 0 to t. So in this region, x of tau, h of t minus tau d tau. So this we have to perform between 0 to t only. Now what is the value of x of tau and h of t minus tau in this particular region? So here the value of x of tau, you can see it is an exponential signal. Now this is also overlapping here, this signal is also overlapping. The x of tau value is e power minus a tau. So because it is an exponential signal, it will be the same throughout that, e power minus a tau into, then what is the value of h of t minus tau? So the value of h of t minus tau is 1, because the amplitude is 1 here, and limit remains the same, 0 to t d tau. Okay. Now we have to integrate and apply the limit. So if you integrate this, so integration of e power minus a tau is, with respect to d tau, is e power minus a tau divided by minus a, where the limit 0 to t. So now if you apply the limit, it will be e power minus at. So okay, first we apply the upper limit, and then apply the lower limit, that becomes e power 0 divided by minus a. Okay. So you can take this 1 by a outside. So e power 0 is 1, and to keep it simple, I will simplify this. So minus into minus become plus. So I will write this first, and here minus is, since I have taken 1 by a as a common outside, here e power 0 is 1, minus into minus become plus, so on, and this one is minus here, so this becomes minus e power minus at. Okay. So this is what it says. This is y of t for the second case. You can take this as case 2. Now what if I go further? If I go further, so let me take next case. So this is my x of tau e power minus a tau with amplitude 1. So in the previous case, I placed this end of h of t minus tau here between 0 and 1. Now I will move further. So let me erase this, so it will be easier for you to understand. So now I will be moving here. So t, now where t is placed? Now it is placed between 1 and 2. So this is the amplitude of the signal, that is 1. This is my h of t minus tau. Okay. Now the overall region which is overlapping is this much. Now how do you define the condition? Now t is placed between 1 and 2. So we define this state as t less than 2 greater than 1. So for this case, let's see what happens to y of t. Now you can observe, if you observe this again, we are getting the same region. That means from where to where it is overlapping, the overlapping is happening between 0 to t only. Okay. So if you go integrating this to find the value of y of t, so it will be 0 to t x of tau h of t minus tau. Since we have the same duration, that is it is only overlapping between 0 to t, if you substitute the values of x of tau and h of t minus tau, again if you observe, we are getting the same answer. We will get the same answer what you got in the previous case. Okay. And you can check for one more case. Instead of here, if I place my signal in between 2 and 3, you will get one more condition like t is less than 3 greater than 2. Then also the overlapping region you will get is from 0 to t only. And this signal is varying from minus infinity to t, and this signal is varying from 0 to tau with respect to tau. So whenever for any number of steps, if you go further, you can keep t here, you can continue, you can keep t here, or you can continue, you can keep t here. So this will be having the same amplitude. For all these cases, you will get the overlapped region as 0 to t only. So that means there is no, if you go on further, you will get the same answer for y of t for remaining cases. So we better stop this process here and we can conclude our y of t, which is having only two cases. So that means first case is for for t less than 0, and since you can see these values are greater than 0 between 0 and 1, and next case you can see between 1 and 2, between 2 and 3, 3 and 4, all these cases are greater than 0. So we can simply conclude this like two cases. Y of t is equal to 0 for t less than 0, and y of t is equal to what you got here, that is 1 by a into 1 minus e to the power of minus at for t greater than or equal to 0. So this is the final result for y of t. Okay. So if you want, you can check this one more time. So 0 to t, x of tau value is e power minus a tau into 1. So again you will get e power minus a tau divided by minus a, limit will be 0 to t. If you simplify, you will get the same answer. So that's why instead of going further, I am just stopping this with two limits, one t less than 0 and for t greater than 0. Okay. And what if they ask you to, in this problem they are not asked you to plot y of t, but in some cases they might ask you to plot y of t. If that happens, how to plot y of t? So using this equation, we have to plot y of t. So observe this, y of t is 0 for t less than 0. So that means for values of t less than 0, this part is 0 here. So no signal exists here. Now from this point, we have to plot the signal y of t. I have taken 1 by a outside. In the problem, it is given a will take the values only greater than 0. Okay. Now for this, we start applying the values for t. First, we are plotting y of t. First we take t is equal to 0, that is at this point, origin. So what happens to this? Then y of t 1 by a 1 minus e to the power of minus a into 0. So that means e to the power of 0 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. So that you will get 0 only. So this point it is 0. Now when you put t is equal to 1, it is 1 by a 1 minus e to the power of minus a into 1. Okay. Now if you can observe, we should also substitute the value of a to get the amplitude value at t is equal to 1, that is at this point. Okay. So t is equal to 0 is over. Now I am going for t is equal to 1. So 1 I have substituted, but still I need to substitute the value of a. So a is greater than 0. If you take a is equal to 1 just for illustration purpose, so it will be 1 by 1 into 1 minus e to the power of minus 1. Okay, you will get some value for this. Now if you go for t is equal to 2, then also you can observe 1 by a 1 minus e to the power of minus a into 2. So again we have to substitute the value of a to get the amplitude. So that means the amplitude will be depending on this term 1 by a multiplied with this entire value. So that means you will get an increasing signal here, okay, at 1. For 2 it is somewhere here, so it will just keep on increasing exponentially, because this is an exponential signal. It will keep on growing exponential, and what is the value each time? The amplitude of this will be any point. Here also it is 1 by a only, because whatever the value you take, depending on that only it will be taking the amplitude value. So this is this here at this point also it will be depending on 1 by a, and this point also the amplitude will be the same. So the signal will keep on growing exponentially. So I have illustrated why the amplitude will be dependent on 1 by a. So this is just equal to, like, this is just similar to the case of amplitude scaling. Okay, so an exponential signal which is getting amplified with a scale factor 1 by a. So if you can take any value of a which is greater than 0, if you take 1 for that respective value, you will get the amplitude here at 1. If you take a is equal to 2, so for that value you will get the amplitude something here at 1, and the same thing will go on depending on what value you are going to take a. So we can't try for all the cases. Just to keep it simple, we'll consider the amplitude will be dependent on 1 by a, and based on this your signal will be a growing exponential, because 1 minus e to the power of a means whatever the value this exponential will be, that will be less than 1 only. So that means you will get some value here that will be subtracted by 1, and then it is multiplied by the amp scale factor 1 by a. Now we can't consider all the cases, so that's why, to keep it simple, will get I'm just mentioning the amplitude as 1 by a. So this is the plot you are going to get. At some point you might get a constant value, or it will keep on growing exponentially for 3, 4, 5, etc., and it varies with respect to time t. Okay, so this is how you have to plot by applying the values for t. So in this instance you will get a growing exponential, but in some cases you will get a different kind of signal, so it will look you will get a different output for that as well. Okay, hope you have understood the steps that I have explained in this video. If you have any queries, do reply to me. Thank you.